Hello, beautiful, sexy, spiritual, loving people. Welcome to the Center of Light. How are we doing on this fine Thursday night? Don't fright, don't slight. We're going to go deep, really deep. The game of life, it seems trivial. It is, but we're going to take it deep into the rabbit hole. I'm feeling very light. What does that mean? I always feel light. That being said, tonight especially, I feel lighter. I don't feel so heavy. Inside, I feel lighter. Just like a simple shift to another small vibration of bliss. And I'm taking it. And I'm going to run with it. Welcome to Center of Light. I am Yanava. Just doing some things. I got a camera in the way, so I got to peek around it. I'm going to take my time to fall inside, so I want to do the first order of business, which is one of my favorite parts. It is one of my favorite parts, is to see who's here, who is willing to connect, get on the train to Ascensionville. Is everyone here and everything okay? Yeah? Just checking. Jennifer Ohm up here. When people walk by Jennifer, they just ohm, like Prince says. Heather says she's on the train. You see? She's responding. Get it? There's a pulse. She's responding. Kelly's got the dialogue. She gives me an exclamation point. Thank you, Kelly. Welcome, everyone, to the game of life. When I say welcome, everyone, I'm going to do just that, what I said I would do. I'm going to welcome everyone. Let's see who Facebook says is here. Dana's in the house. Dana has made a recent post about vitamin B6 and how good it is for you in your sleepscape when you want to become lucid, hyper aware. Good water and some vitamin B6 will do you right every time. If you're interested in knowing about vitamin B6 and how it helps your lucid dream experience, send me a Facebook inbox. It's that easy. I am not disconnected from you. I'll tell you the regimen. It can't hurt you. It's fats. It stores in you fat. You don't have to do it all the time. You can't hurt yourself. Get the cheapest brand at Walgreens. It doesn't matter. You don't need a name brand. It's all the same stuff. Hi, Dana, Jackie, LaDonna, Jennifer Ohm, Kelly Curtis, Sana, Heather, Melanie K. Davis, Unsun, Mark Shapley, Natalie Lavoie. There are others who are not going to step up. Brenda Smokes is in the house. I notice it's mostly women. Dana, thank you for sharing, by the way. Like, come to my forum, and I'll tell you why that is. Hell, I'll take whatever kudos I can get. But it's not that. Women are simply a little more in their feminine nature. Men have a tendency to be masculine, brawny, brute. I get it. That's the way of the world. It's the dynamic of spirit. Hello. Hello, Kevin. So tonight we're going to be talking about love the backdrop. LaDonna, I love it too. I have many of them. Some in my spaceship. I have a spaceship. I'll show you later. If you're nice, LaDonna, I'll show you my spaceship later. I have temples. I have all these scenes. But this is the one that is most warm to me. It's warm to me. It makes me feel nestled, cradled, all those cool things. It makes me feel like I'm in a temple. Who does not want to be in a spiritual temple? Hello, Bill Frazier. Lori Hayes. Lori Hayes. It's ladies' night and the feeling's right. Yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. Is that a pickup line? All right. We're going to motivate beyond that idea. I was truly making a point. I often see that it is females that come into the forum. And I see this a lot with spirituality, no matter who it is. Even with the guys. The guys are leaning into their feminine aspect. That is the healing. The Dalai Lama, Big Daddy himself, says it is the Western woman that is going to save the world. Doesn't mean Hillary Clinton. Doesn't mean any of that. What he's saying is an overview of the Western, meaning United States, has the principle, the idea of a better world in mind. Multicultural, melting pot, the dream of America, so to speak, the dream of the world, as to why everybody wants to be here. That's a dynamic, beautiful thing. But what the Dalai Lama means by the Western woman is going to save the world is it's the Western woman mindset. It may be a woman in a position of power. Marianne Williamson, very devout, high-level spiritual teacher on the planet today. She's been on Oprah. She's been on this. Not that because she was on Oprah, but that is a milestone. This lady this is her second running for president. So the fact that this is happening after the Dalai Lama said what he had to say is it's manifesting whether it's her or not. Hello, Rick Vito. Praying for that baby girl, Lillian. Everyone send your thoughts to my bro Rick Vito, to his beautiful preemie baby, and his preemie baby, Lillian. She's getting better, slowly but surely. But we got to hold the lightning rod down. Tonight we are talking about the game of life. Yes, the board game, the game of life. And it's going to be analogous, yet literal, to our life. Sounds like the same stuff Keith always talks about. There will be a lot of that. When you meet someone for the first time, you may not remember their name for the next few times until you use the word association and go, now I know your name. You're done. But it does require an integration process. I do know for a fact that when I went to the bathroom and talked to God, that something new is going to surface, which is always good. The game of life, and there is no cheating. You could cut carbs. You could cut your spiritual carbs. There really isn't any shortcuts until recently, because we have the collective consciousness behind us. Those who are awakening now have it easier than the ones before, 15 years ago. We're cutting spiritual carbs. We're on a diet. We're getting lighter. We're not being weighed so heavy down. There's going to be lots of metaphors, I'm sure, flying out of this pie hole. Stick around. The game of life. If there was cheating that was allowed, I will show you those shortcuts. Be right back. Hello, beautiful friends. Keith Anthony Blanchard here with an amazing product offer. We have been hearing about hemp oil for the last couple of years and its potential. Let me introduce you to my dear friend, Miss Jackie Atwell. Our oil helps bring your body back to a state of wellness. It is also used as a preventative from illness. It works by bringing the body back to homeostasis and balance. It's a natural, organic, non-GMO, full-spectrum oil. Third-party tested and comes with a certificate of analysis. Posted on our information page. Awesome anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. If you are suffering in silence, give it a try. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. 60-day empty bottle money-back guaranteed refund. To order, go to www.hempworks.com/Jackie Atwell. That's www.hempworks.com/Jackie Atwell. Welcome back to Center of Light, y'all. Good to see you. We're going to get light. Let's see who's here. Bethany Sparks. Kukan Sparks. Tanya, got it right. Jennifer says she's getting lighter. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. What a phenomenal song. Carol Carl. Rick Vito. Prayers for Lillian. I love it. I'm going to give you a Facebook love smackaroonie. Welcome to Center of Light. Tonight we're talking about the game of life. What is the game of life? Yes, it is a popular board game. And believe it or not, get on YouTube, Google. Look it up yourself. Parents, since we played the game, are choosing to no longer allow their children to play the game of life. You may think, well, what is that? Because, let me share with you why. Please feel free to share this to you all, wherever you need to, want to. Wherever you called. It's because I'll get to that. Here's the objective. The game of life. Here's the objective to the board game. Analogous to why parents will not let their children play this board game. Seems like a bunch of innocent fun, does it? What is back in our day. It ain't working today. This is the objective I pulled off the internet for the board game, the game of life. The game of life, also known simply as life, is a board game originally created in 1860 by Milton Bradley as the checkered game of life. The game stimulates a person's travel through his or her life from college to retirement. The game stimulates a person's travels through his or her life from college to retirement, with jobs, marriage, and possible children along the way. Hello? Is that hitting home? I'm not saying any of that's bad. All of it is beautiful. But is it hitting home? Do you think you would have come up with this template on your own? From college to retirement, job, kids. I'm asking a simple question. jobs, kids, marriage, children along the way, retirement, this, that. Would you have come up with that on your own? Or would you, if you never were impregnated with this idea, you would be a white slate. All things would be possible. Is it possible that others, I understand culture, I understand tradition, all wonderful, beautiful things. What about those that lay down the template so strongly, rigidly, firmly enforced by making it so commonplace versus leaving room for something other? Children today in school, they're teaching them robotic technology to be this kind of way, to learn this kind of thing. If you don't, you fail. It's horseshit. It's dangerous. It's been dangerous since all of us have been going to school. No one's blaming the system. It's still dangerous. The game of life, that was its objective. Hello, Eddie Harris. Hello, Jenna Morrison. I'm going to read the game of life objective, the board game of life. Let's compare that, parallel that, liken that to our own life. See how that shoe fits on the foot. The game of life's objective, the board game. The game of life, also known simply as Life, is a board game originally created in 1860 by Milton Bradley as the checkered game of life. The game stimulates a person's travels through his or her life from college to retirement. With jobs, marriage, and possible children along the way. We all, to some degree or another, have bought into this model. Because when you play with your friends the board game, the game of life, you have to follow the rules if you want to play the game. Don't you? If not, you can't cheat. Somebody will call you on it. Hey, man, you can't cheat. You took 2 turns or this. You can't cheat. You're going to get caught. You're lying. Because when you play the game of life, the board game, and the game of life that we are living in, you have to follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, you go to jail. Hello? Go directly to jail. You don't pass go. You do not collect $200. You go to jail. You commit an infraction. You did not break the law. You did not break the law. You get caught with marijuana. You didn't break the law. You did this thing or the other thing. You didn't break the law. You broke the rule. Can't break the rules in the board game of life. You get called out. You break the rules in the game of life as your reality, you go to jail. You don't break laws. Laws cannot be broken. That's why they're called law. They're stable. It's that which holds all of creation together. Without it, you would collapse. Melanie said something earlier or asked a question. About there being no government from the divine principle. A dream experience I had with my deceased sister in Satya Sai Baba. I came to a state of consciousness, and Sai Baba and my sister are sitting at the headboard of the bed, and I'm sitting at the foot. And Sai Baba says, Keith, why don't you come over here and sit by your sister and I? So I got up, went over there. And my sister began to talk. She says this: the true agenda of many governments and governmental figures worldwide will be brought to light. The United States, the greatest country of all with the greatest form of government, will suffer a major breakdown. This was 1996. Its present legislative branch will collapse, and it will take years to rebuild it. Because of this restoration process, many old guard politicians will be forced out. Your new lawmakers will not make law per se, but rather will introduce you to divine law and teach you how to fall into flow with it. The establishment of divine order is commencing as I speak. Unsun says, don't get caught getting out of line, sucker. Rick Vito says, I feel like I'm in jail, and I'm not in jail, if that makes sense. I understand it. And that, Ricky Vito, hi, Kara Hermison Heath. Ricky Vito, that is why I do what I do. I've been in that place. What I do is always about spiritual liberation. Every being in the universe, every being, maybe not every, because there are divine avatars. Other than that, every being in the universe is longing for spiritual liberation. How about when you're addressed with a situation of something you want to do, and you know you, quote, shouldn't? You understand you don't do certain things at Kroger. You don't do certain things at Rouse's or any grocery store at Aldi or Safeway or Cashway. You just know etiquette. You just don't do those things. Until someone says, you can't do that, or you better not. It is almost like watch and see, but it is also deeply layered with someone trying to stomp out your fire of liberation and freedom. We need to turn our spirituality back into its natural, wild state, unencumbered of anything. That's freedom. That's liberation. Everything else is short of what I'm reaching for. I hear you, Rick. I understand my spiritual feelings, but my wife and I are so opposite. I hear you. But are you really? Are you mirroring each other, your own extreme opposite of what you hold as your identity? So what I'm offering to you, sir, this is a magical moment or a nugget for you, bro. Listen to this. You said earlier in the feed, the game of life, you said, my wife, in description. And you said, we are so opposites. I hear you. In one way, I get it. But are you really? Are you really opposites? Or are you mirroring the other half of each other to each other? Things you might like in yourself and want to do that you're not, and they're showing it to you. Vice versa on each end. Or things you wish they would quit when you're the one that should quit. So I think this is if it's all done in balance, yin and yang, you might be the white, she might be the black, but the black has a little bit of white in, the white has a little bit of black, just like the yin yang symbol. That's pretty powerful, bro. I'm sure the dynamic is, I'll put it this way, I'm sure the dynamic is intense. I'm going to find something real quick. Give me a moment. Hello, everyone. One sec. Thank you for your patience. There was something I downloaded in here for a reason. Where are you? I'll try one more place. There it is. Wow. It's exactly what I'm going to... I'll get to it shortly. Welcome to Center of Light, everybody. Rick says that's an understatement. My bro, I think you might want to leave it right there in case she ever watches this feed. Let's see what's on the... I'm going to go to another break. And after the break, immediately when the commercial is over, I'm going to fidget with something that's going to take just a matter of a moment. Then I'm going to get into this dialogue. A little bit of reading. Of course, I'm going to vessel. Blah, blah, blah. All those cool things. So, I want to put this to you. Everyone, if you would, take a deep breath. Just close your eyes for the moment. Simple. Just close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Another deep breath. Just the intention to fall inside just a little bit to get out of the noise. Another deep breath. Ask yourself, where did I come from? Simple question, is it? 5 words. And it opens up gateways. Where did I come from? And the mind starts moving. And the machine starts turning. And smoke is coming out of your ears. Where did it come from? Logically, we lean into one idea. But when you put your elbow in that question, it's some elbow grease. Things start moving around. Where did it come from? God. Okay, you came from God. Okay, now what? Where did you come from? Then you start leaning into it. And you actually travel back through the fallopian tube, the wormhole. You feel yourself swirling into infinity, back to that origin, trying to figure out with the question, where did I come from? Do you not? You may even ask yourself, who am I? Well, if you're asking yourself the question, who am I? Let me pose this to you. What is this energy given an identity at birth? Identity. ID entity. What is this energy given an identity at birth? Where did I come from? God basically broke a piece of himself, stuck it into a body, and there you sit, innocently and pure, into a human meat suit. Why am I here? Why are you here? The game of life. Why are you here? Why are you in this forum? Why are you here? Why are you here in anywhere? Why are you here on this rock, spinning at whatever speeds, hurling through space at whatever speeds? Why are you here? What do you think that's about? Big question. Fucking huge question. Why are you here? You think it's just random that you have a consciousness placed in a body and you're trying to figure this out? What about memories from other experiences you've had? You go, I don't know why I remember. What about deja vu? What about lucid dreaming? What about those little coinkydinks, those synchronicities, those little serendipities, those miracles, magic moments that are beyond explanation? And then we ask ourselves, where the hell am I going? The game of life. Is your objective as the board game to stimulate a person's travels through his or her life from college to retirement, with jobs, marriage, and possible children along the way? I'm not saying this is not a beautiful way to live one's life. Whatever is beautiful is what is beautiful is whatever you choose that brings you joy. But has that template that has been laid down before us, and we are scoffed at when we don't follow the model, not blaming anyone, this all has an effect. The words we speak, are we speaking When we speak, is it words, opinions? What is the other one? Is it words when we speak? Is it opinions, or is it feelings? Are you speaking words, opinions, or feelings? The road has been paved, and we chose to follow it because we had no other choice, at least in our conscious frame of reference, to choose from. Jennifer Ohm says, I came from now, this moment. We're projecting ourselves into this physical form, in form. We are being informed. We are in formation. Right here, right now. Hi, Linda. Chaplain Westbrook. So I'm going to take a short pause. Let me see if anything before we get back to the next segment. I am going to drop an image in the feed. Hello, Wendy Kale. I'm going to, after this commercial break, I'm going to monkey around with something because I want to drop a particular image that I forgot to set up. It's going to take me every bit of 15 seconds. That I think is very, very important to this presentation. I'm going to look at it again to make sure I'm not exactly. Tonight's presentation is the game of life. Yes, we are speaking about the board game and how it absolutely parallels with our life. Look at the board game, the game of life, and all its variety of colors, and it's tempting and it's parade-like, and let's join the celebration. And kids and college and entertainment and all these expressions are beautiful. And look at the graduation cap. You've graduated college because we made you into a perfect robot. Education is a great thing. When does education become harmful? It's not about the children conforming to the system's way of teaching. A beautiful world, a future for our children will never happen until they realize it's about the system changing to the children's way of learning. They're spitting out robots. Welcome to the game of life. There is a higher experience. And it's people like you and I who are muscling through the quagmire to get there. And everyone before us and people like us and you, as we meander through the game of life, make it a little bit easier for those who follow. We graduate. Initiate. Integrate. Graduate. And you have a choice.
Remember that all things are possible. You must choose to be accountable, responsible, enough to believe, and open your heart to receive.
planned. It's about what you know and what you understand. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Learn to follow that inner voice inside. That's the one that's telling you not to run and hide. See what your life could be when you visualize. It's about what you choose that you'll realize. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Now it's time for you to plan out your life. Seeing what you do by your own design. It's all up to you to make it what you can. It's of your own free will. What don't you understand? Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Make a choice.
Welcome back. Here's my spaceship, Madonna. So, what was that thing I went to get? That I felt it important. Tonight's presentation is the game of life. And there is no cheating. You cheat, you get caught. Everybody gets mad, quits the game. Oh, I don't play it, you cheating. You try to cheat the system, life, karma will find your ass. We often see on Facebook people saying, that so-and-so did this to me, I hope I'm there to see it when karma gets them. Karma's a bitch. Those people need to realize maybe that same karma paid you a visit as well. So let me change that's my spaceship there. So tonight we're talking about the game of life. What I want to show you is something I found today on Google Images when I'm looking for stuff for this presentation. The game of life. I'll show you that shortly, the image. So let's get down to the dialogue real quick. I'm going to spout some things out to you. The object of the game of life, the board game, as well as when it's likened to our own. We spin the wheel. We spin the hamster wheel. We spin the wheel. The luck of the draw. A lot of people see their life this way. When it comes to the board game, there are pawns. That template that was laid out for us, we became pawns. We became used. Pawn pieces. Game piece. It's a game piece. That little thing you select for your little icon to bounce around the board, that's you. It's what you identify with. You're a game piece. Or do you have peace playing the game? Big difference. Board game. The game of life is a board game. The game that you call your life is a game you play because you were bored. Board game. This is a board game. You're bored. You play this game because you're bored. We play this game because we're bored. You've been sitting on God's lap for eternity and higher spiritual stratus for eternity. You got bored with that shit. You want to come have some excitement. When you go to an amusement park playing a game, entertainment, fun, joy, jolly, la 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 la, bouncing around the amusement park, you don't go ride the Ferris wheel because it's calm and peaceful. You want some excitement. You go where the fear's at. You get on the freaking roller coaster that's spinning and corkscrewing and upside downing. Do you not? Because we got bored with that game. Roll the dice. It's all a roll of the dice. Or is it? Jackpot. From the divine principle. Is there an original sin? If so, what is it? Spirit says that would be conscious separation from God. But conscious or not, you cannot separate from me. And despite your God amnesia, your higher self remains ready to emerge so that you can become love on earth. Another thing that keeps you from knowing the self is the large dose of doubt you still carry from other lifetimes. When will you realize that doubt is a most destructive force to inflict upon yourself? What do you think prevents you from knowing? And I say, confusion? Spirit says, yes, but why are you confused, Keith? It's like there's a battle going on within me. I feel I know what's real, but my analytical mind still tries very hard to convince me otherwise. I guess I've allowed all the stuff I've taken in since birth to rule my decisions. Yes, that internal struggle is what I meant earlier when I spoke about right and wrong. Confusion has shaped your every doubt. Doubt has created your confusion and lack of clarity. Fear has taken away your power to create the life you truly want. These are your only opponents. There are no others. The only way to win this game we are talking about is to stop playing it. That's what we've been doing. We've been playing it. We've been playing the game. The one that's been handed to us. Again, marriage, children, job. None of this is, I'm no implying that this is not a beautiful way to express one's celebration with Creator. I'm asking, simply just look at your life and the choices you have made and the ones you still are able to make. Are you following a template that has been set before you with no choice but other than to follow the leader? Did you feel imprisoned in your life to where go to college, get married, push out 2.5 kids, have a job? That's beautiful. Is that really what you wanted? You still can change. Are you playing the game of life correctly or are you trying to cheat? If you're trying to have a 9-to-5 grind, wishing that you were out of a situation you weren't in, hoping to be happy, guess what? You're trying to cheat. I don't want to play the game of life with you. You're cheating. I'm not saying your intentions are not the best in the universe. The game of life, the board game, is truly no different than the template that has been laid down that many people follow. Think about this. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Andrea. Think about this. Am I lying? I don't know the statistics, but just to throw out the idea, and I'm going to paraphrase an idea, paraphrase a picture I'm going to paint. What are young girls taught through Disney? Not blaming Disney, and other things of the like. You little princess. Knight on a white horse is going to come save you. Yes, these are beautiful fairy tales and ideas. Hi, Deborah Hale. But when it comes down to your feeling base and how these ideas may or may not have served you in your life, only you can determine that. Maybe if another model was offered and you had a choice, you could have leaned into the other one and have many more things beyond what the one that you have been, quote, forced into by the only selection there was. Hi, Amy. Little girls are taught to marry money, not only money, marry for love. All that is included. From my book, For the Love of God, my journey to India to see Sathya Sai Baba. The third time I've ever had a dream about God in the form of a human being, Sathya Sai Baba. I'm going to read it to you. This definitely is this presentation tonight on the game of life. The third time I saw Sai Baba in a dream was in a baseball stadium. When I came to a conscious state, I noticed someone standing next to me in the hallway holding a book titled Universal Leela, which means divine sport or play. Divine sport. Sports are about games. Play is about games. While waiting there until the game started, in walked Sai Baba. He came up to me and told me to open my right hand. When I did, there appeared a small book with the word record or record, depending on how you take it, in quotes. When I did, there appeared a small book with the word record record on it that was embossed out of my skin. He then told me to close my hand and look again. That's when I noticed the word record had morphed into the word life. He then said goodbye and walked to the bleachers to sit and watch the game. When I woke up that morning, I immediately began to interpret the experience and realize just what he was conveying to me. That is, when you begin to record words and music for spirit. Oh my God. This is what I declared last night and have been in the recent past. When you begin to record words and music for spirit, you will have life in the palm of your hand. And that is what will lead you to everything you have ever wanted. I need to pause.
I will be with you always. You will never be alone. I am.
All of my life, all of my days, I feel you there beside me. All of my life, all through my days, I've seen places far away. Wondering just when, time and again, I have come to know you. Wondering just when, time and again, you are there beside me. When I create, when I feel love, whenever I feel you with me, I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. Help me know that.
It is my will that you know me. I will not hide my love from you. You create your reality, and every moment by your own perceptions, your judgments, actions. Peace is a state of mind. Bliss is a state of heart. Heaven is a state of being.
Deep in my heart, I know you're there. I can always feel you guiding my life to see the light that will lead me to the truth. When I create, when I feel love, whenever I feel you with me, I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. For you are my mother,
My soul.
my divine lover. I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. Help me live.
Welcome back to Center of Light, y'all. Good to see you. Welcome out. Welcome out. Welcome in. In is the way out. In is the way out. You know, it's not an escaping. You're not trying to escape from a something. You're just trying to integrate into a better, total different experience. I do want to show you that image here shortly. Before I had to take a break from what hit me, I had just announced recently, have been recently, and last night I divulged a lifestyle change. And I just grabbed this dialogue from For the Love of God, and it is just exactly what I just said for me. And it's just validation. So thank you for allowing me my indulgence of feeling special. I was, before the break, giving word ideas that are double entendres about as we play the board game of life, the board game, the Milton Bradley game, and all it refers to. And as we live our lives and we have made choices by a template, church, parents, law enforcement, relationship, peers, colleagues, we've all been influenced. And I've used words like, we spin the wheel. When we play the board game Life, Milton Bradley, we spin the wheel. Every day in life, real life, we spin the wheel. The luck of the draw. Pawns pieces. Game pieces. Game piece. Are you a game piece, a pawn, slave to the grind? Or do you have peace and playing the game consciously? Board game. It's a board game. Or are you playing this game because you're deathly bored and you like drama? A roll of the dice. A roll of the dice. It's a jackpot. Faith. Blind faith is a jackpot. It's a spin of the wheel. Because it's not faith at all. Is it? I have faith. No, you don't. You believe strongly, but you don't have faith. Faith is an absolute knowing, implying, I don't need faith. I know it is. And I am the it is of it as to why the it is of it is actually real. Right here, right now. Faith is a very elusive word. It has a myriad of meanings, and they all are accurate and true. But how deep is the deliciousness of faith? So it's not about just throwing dice as a crap shoot. What do we usually get in return when we do that? Crap. It's a gamble. And so blind faith is like choosing to spin the wheel or laying your coins down or promising to pay something in a gambling situation, gambling with life, and you have nothing to back up your bet. You just hope that your cards or your numbers hit so you don't owe someone running your ass out the door so they don't put a slug in your butt. I want to show you the image now. Let me see if any new arrivals. Anna Yoga in a hat. Robert Clark. What's up, bro? Ham sandwich. Heather says, just take the jump. Oh, you're going to jump or you will be pushed. Would you rather, knowing someone's going to push you in a swimming pool off a high diving board? Or would you like to be blindsided? So you will either jump with some conscious intention or you will be pushed. I would rather know what awaits me so I can center myself, prepare myself for whatever could be possible so that when I land on my feet. Nobody wants bumps and bruises. I stubbed my toe the other night on the box and I showed you all. And it was like the color of the most perfect blueberry. It ain't fun. So when I was making this presentation today, I love a double and triple entendres. I love them. They have so much information and the aha of it all that so surpasses anything I could say that will take an hour. So I'm looking for ideas to create this double entendre. As I said last night, these presentations have multiple entendres. This double entendre of a presentation, the game of life, and we liken that to the game that we play in life with ourselves and other people. When we meet people, we have already assigned them a role of how you are going to be with me. And if you don't, that's when we get upset, including myself. That's the game. I'm getting out of it. I'm done. So the game of life is likened to your life, and it's a game. Life. Take off your seatbelt. I'm going to give you something. Here you go. Here you go. Take that. Life has no meaning. It doesn't. It does not have any meaning. And I know the wheels are turning, and that's awesome that they are. Because if you have wheels that are turning, you were challenged in a loving way from me. That brought you out of a box as to why it affected you. I don't usually dwell in this place, because if I did, then what just transpired with the teacher, with Keith, I wouldn't have been affected. So it took you to a new place, and we'll go into that. That is the importance of surrender. So those places no longer take your breath. I'm used to being in that place. Things don't take my breath away anymore. The game of life has no meaning at all. It's the one you give it. What about God? Okay, now what? What meaning do you think God assigns to his creation? Give it you. I'm serious. That's a very serious, honest, beautiful question I'm lovingly posing. What do you think would be a human a human word to describe how God thinks of his own creation? Is it a game at all to him? Could be. But I bet the word would be a beautiful one. Beauty in all its forms. Self-loving itself. It could not be God if it didn't love itself in totality, in infinity, to the infinite hilt. And it occurs within itself, and it creates worlds and universes. And you are in it, and you are of it, and you are the it. Life has no meaning if you're jealous, insecure, afraid. Your life is jealous, insecure, and afraid. If your life is joyful, free, accepting, allowing, and appreciating, you've assigned it. In fact, as you assign your life jealousy, anger, fear, insecurity, there is no way possible you can get out of the conundrum I am going to put you in. And same will be true on the flip. If you are afraid, scared, shit scared about whatever, jealous, insecure, this, that, guilty, this, that, or the other, the conundrum you are in is, it's exactly the God that you believe. Is it not? You can never escape that. If we believe people need to be punished for their wrongdoings, sins, we believe God punishes people for their sins, their wrongdoings. There's no way you can ever escape that. The same is true on the flip. What you see, choose via your own will to decree your own personal attitude about what you think has happened to you, what is happening to you now, or can possibly ever. You have sat on the throne, on your own divine throne. Are you not the king or queen of your queen or kingdom? Waving that magic wand. Accepting what you were taught. And in accepting what you were taught, you have stepped down from the throne. And you became that pawn. I have. I've done all that. I did it the very same thing. Trying to find self-approval through what I was taught I should do to keep up, like I did the presentation a couple nights ago, keeping up with the Joneses. So life has no meaning. So I want to show you this image, which I discovered when I was putting this presentation together. In this board game picture I'm going to show you is life has no meaning, but it does. And I discovered in this board game, the game of life, I'm not going to divulge it right away. I want your attempt to tell me what you see in the form of a word. Anybody see it? I saw it clear as day. What did you see? I'm going to wait for a few more answers to show up. I'm curious. It's burning. Tanya says ETs. I love it. Amy says ear. I love it. Hi, Mary Emmeline. The Shasha in the house, y'all. She gonna set you aglow. Hi, Carmen. Andrea, Heather, Mary, Lynn, Amy, Tanya. All right, let's see. I'm going to tell you what I see, it says. Someone said, Andrea says she sees gas. I love it. Energy. Let me tell you what I see. Let me show you again. We were talking about life has no meaning. You can be in a world of shit, and your meaning for life in that moment is a world of shit. Is it not? We all have these moments. We try not to have them so much. Some of us are getting really good at it. And when you have a phenomenal moment, it's the meaning you have in the moment. It's the one that you're assigning. And so I proceeded to say, and continue to say, that life really has no meaning at all. And then this picture I found setting up this presentation tonight does depict the meaning if there ever was a one. And what I see in this word is ease. E-A-S. Ease. Yes, ease, Jackie. Ease. That's it. But I also like energy. That was a good one as well, Lynn. I like eat as well. Heather says I saw gas as well. Well, there you go. The game of life can be full of gas. Hello, Shannon McDonald, Lafevich, Jesse Berthelot. So I want to share with you, I'm going to do one more break. Cliffhanger, I know, and I'm doing it on purpose. Stick around. I'm going to share with you, Mary says it looked like a Hot Wheel track. Boy, was that dear to my heart from when I was a kid. Loved it with the loops. Love it. And my mother, I'm going to tell her my mom. I love her. Boy, she would swat me on the ass with a Hot Wheel track. Keith? Yep. Okay. And you can't find them anymore. I've looked. And a few years ago, but for a long time here and there, finding the old Hot Wheels with the slats and the tracks and the purple thing that you fit in between the two yellow tracks with the orange stripe down the side. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to be right back. I am going to tell you of an experience I had many years ago. Tonight's presentation is the game of life. I had a lucid experience. It was real. It was not a dream. It was metaphorical and real at the same time. Again, my shows are becoming multi-entendred. It was real. It was exactly what I experienced, but it had multiple meanings in this reality. So I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to tell you this phenomenal experience that so parallels with tonight's presentation called The Game of Life. And let me see what track I'm going to play.
Surely as the rain may fall, I wonder why. Worried there'll come a time when my world is dry, oh so dry. In the summertime I won't have no water. The weight, it's a little bit harder to take. As I contemplate a billion stars, leaving my hands to fate, that's all I've got, all I've got. In the summertime I won't have no water. It's a little bit harder to
Welcome to Center of Light. Good to see you. Going to be here for another few minutes. I have a couple of people that have some particular questions they want to ask. I want to talk to you simply, not Mr. Spiritual Teacher kind of guy. I want to tell you a little something. Everyone has the capacity to feel. I think it's probably going to be a very important message, probably one of the better that I've ever given. Because I'm talking directly to you and not coming across with this guise, this agenda, other than to share something with you, honestly. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to do so. I'm a very aware individual. I see things like all of us. I intuit things like all of us. But I see something that many people don't. Doesn't make me better. It just makes me able to see. What is that I see? I see things moving as a collective. I don't just see a person and I'm so caught up in the dynamic, which I do, and I enjoy those intimate moments. But I'm always intending a hyperfocus. A pulled back perception in my focus. I want to remove myself from the world, not because I'm upset with the world. I want to see it as it really is, as a whole, and not be so mundanely focused on something that might just be a game of life. I don't want to play the game. I want to have played the game so much, I'm done with the game. I don't want to play it anymore. It's worn out for me. It's like your favorite album. When you get this new album by your favorite artist and you play it to death, the next time you hear Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard, you want to yak. Beautiful song. It made them gazillions of dollars. What a cool song. When you first heard it, you're like, my God, what a redonkulously good, cool pop rock song. You get old. It gets old. What is happening in the world? You can choose to see it. I'm not going to tell you how to see it. How you see it is how you see it. Is it serving you? Does it scratch your skin? Does it scratch your soul? If it does, why are you looking at it? Turn away. Find something else. Does that sound like denial or ignoring something that might be trying to get my attention? Not at all. I'm just not interested in the folly. Changes not only your life, but everyone. See those candles behind me? That's what we all are. Is your fire snuffed? Or you're letting people snuff your fire? Or they're raising your desire higher, creating a greater fire with you. And then you can ask them about their life and say, you go do that thing. Here's $20 for gas. And we'll all move up to a place of infinite bliss together. Whoever is not on board with that program, it's okay. You're just not going to catch the train where everybody gets first class. High dollar wine, great food. You're not gonna have business class. You're not gonna have business class because you're not gonna have any business being there. You're not in the club. What is the club? It's the Yanava Club. Yanava, right there. It's everything's backwards. Yanava. Playing in the garden of your soul. Are you experiencing that every day? Because your life is not just. This is not a dress rehearsal. Are you serious and passionate about it? Is your life like that which is behind me in that screen? Are you a set aglow? Are you ablaze? Are you a flame? Simple question. But what's happening around you, don't let it monkey you into believing that it's real. See who's here, and then I'm going to tell you about my experience. All right. So years ago, tonight's presentation is the game of life. So years ago, I'm sleeping. I come to state of consciousness. And I'm on a road, gravel, somewhat dirt gravel road. I'm trying to find a movie image or a famous picture so I can depict how far the road was away from this castle, definitely mansion. When you got inside, it became a castle. So you have this castle house, which is here. You have the road, which is here. And I'm on the road, which is here. And when you open the gate, the drive is the same. Gravel and dirt. And it's somewhat of a long distance, I would say, football field. From that gate to the house. And it was a game. It was a contest. It was a game. And everybody's waiting to be next, like they're on the Price is Right. Call me next. So everyone is in queue, and they were doing 3 people at a time. 3. They open the gate. You hit the threshold of the gate. Whatever they use to trigger it off, you start running. And everyone that I experienced assumed that on the way from the gate to the house, the gate to the consciousness, the house, the gate, the heart, the opening, to the house, the consciousness, along this drive were high-definition TVs, Marantz stereos, money laying everywhere, gold coins, everything anyone could want in this game of life. Next row, step forward. I'm in that next row, so I step forward with the other 2, and I'm in the middle. Pow! The gun goes off. And we start running down the road towards the house, the castle, the consciousness, in this game of life race. I saw all the TVs. I saw the money. I saw every possible fantasy I wanted on every possible level about what I thought I need to achieve to be successful in this game of life. And I started to grab some. And I realized no one really ever wins the race because everyone is so slow to get to the house because they're too busy picking up shit off the ground. And no one, it was monotonous. It never changed. Everybody was grabbing money and TVs and this and that and watches and stereos and cars. And I thought when it was my turn, I'm not going to grab anything. I'm going to see what happens if I get to the house lickety-split. And I got to the house. And I said, congratulations. You're one of the you're one of the few who have figured it out. I said, what did I figure out? They said the game of life. I said, what is the game of life? They said, we'll show you. And they took me inside this now castle, which was a big house or a mansion from the street, implying I'm into a greater degree of consciousness, the size of the house, that which embodies, or, And so they started patting me on the back. I won the Willy Wonka chocolate bar golden ticket. I achieved the entire kingdom. And they were celebrating and stomping and loving some Keith Blanchard. I was loving some Keith Blanchard in that moment. And when the party was done, I said, Squire, I think I'm going to retire for the evening. Can you show me to my quarters? Sure, Mr. Blanchard. All right. Not good at all. When I got into my quarters, lit a fire. I thought it was cozy, old world, biblical time kind of fire and little shanty of a clay shack kind of thing. Just whatever that's quaint and cozy and fiery and warm. Just like the picture behind me. Like the energy I'm feeling right now. A portion of the wall opened up with the invitation, it's time for you to leave. And I felt satisfied. Yeah, I'm ready to go. And when I walked in, it took me into a labyrinth. And I couldn't get out. Could not get out. Could not get out. And whatever spiritual wits I had about me those years ago, I couldn't get out. I spiraled down too far into the conundrum, into the maze, and to my amazement, I couldn't get out. And it took a long time. This is parallel, double entendre, metaphorical, analogous, likewise, hence further to. It's all the same. To life, at least what was for me. And all of us, as we play this game. So I finally figured out the maze. And I saw a light coming out of a door. And I'm like, oh my God, the Truman Show. Freedom. And it felt just like spiritual liberation. I finally got out of this freaking mind fuck. Thinking I'm winning because everybody else was grabbing shit off the ground. And I got to the castle first. I was lied to. And I bought into it. I bought into the template. And when I thought I was going to be free again, I fell further into the abyss. To the labyrinth. And then I saw the light behind the door. Thinking, that was taxing. That wore me out. This life, and many of the lives that we have lived, have worn us out. And when I saw the light behind that door, I pushed it open like Andy on the Shawshank Redemption when he climbed out that shit sewer pipe. Freedom! At first. And I found myself deeper into the same labyrinth, but deeper. This happened 4 or 5 times, which lasted infinitely for gazillions of years. Wore me out. And then finally, some of the drones said, the master, that's definitely in quotes, wants to see you. He said, I've watched you work. We're talking about the Dark Master. If there is a Dark Master, whatever word you choose, he says, I've watched you work, almost appreciative and respectfully. Said, I've watched you work for millions of years at these tasks of what everyone calls the game of life. I'm letting you out. And I knew when I cracked that door open, it was done. And it was done. Hello, everyone. Let me see who's here. I'm waiting on a couple of friends. Joey C. Han. What's up, warrior? My knight. Jack Brewer. Ghostbuster he is. Krista Huggins. Krista needs a Huggins, y'all. Hotel California. LaDonna? That's exactly it, Sweet Pea. That's exactly it. It sounds like a story of you coming back to Earth, says Callan Renando. Yes, it is. It's exactly what it is. See, because I am aware that I've been doing this for billions of lifetimes. Are you? We all have. We've all been doing this. We've been waking and sleeping, sleeping and waking. Hi, Nori Love. Krista, Crystal, Selleck Larkins, Ames Archer. Do you not have glimpses at times, laying down at night? Whatever. Just moments. And something comes across your experience in a fleeting moment. A smell. Just this glimpse. And it's not just a thought glimpse. It's truly a soul glimpse of something that you cannot explain, nor could you even possibly try to have it make any sort of sense. But there is no denying a presence that happened for you. You have had this happen, and there's no way you can deny it. Yes, it can be simple in its form. That's usually the likeliness of when it actually happens. When we are in our suppleness of form. Like when I say when I go to the bathroom. I'm in the simpleness of my form. I have no agenda. I have no thoughts. I'm just going to go relieve my bladder. And I get this amazing intuitive hit. We all do. For me, those moments are beyond the template that was laid down that we call life. Life is not, I am 21 years old, let me find my beau. My life is 25 years old, let me find my poopy cakes. And that's beautiful stuff. It is. It sounds like I'm trivializing. I am not. If you've never known that path, would you have made those choices? It's not like you can erase what has been done. But in the viewing of this model, this idea, the reflection of it creates a new, beautiful possibility. Do I need to continue to follow the track as I trek down the road less traveled in the game of life? Do I need to make a radical change? I don't know, do you? You know that. And if you know that, then simply, if you're hesitating, maybe because you're trying to milk your entire experience as to why you're hesitating. You understand the all of it. I'm a little different. When I'm done with it, I do everything I can as often as I can, as much as I can to say, I've milked that teat. It's dry. I made a declaration last night. I'm done with music. I will always play music. Yes, I will still play gigs. I'm done with pursuing it. I don't want it anymore. It's dry for me. I'm grateful. I'm not afraid to work. I love doing it. It no longer feels the same. Going to be right back. Going to vessel mode. Welcome, Nathan. I'll see you guys shortly. Let's see what we can play. How about what in the am I looking for?
What am I looking for? A golden key to a golden door. What's behind it that I need more than what I have? I'm just not sure. What am I searching for? The mothership to a distant shore. Could this journey make me more of who I am? I'm just not sure.
Where do you go to find the answers? There is a place you haven't tried. Your search for love is taking chances. Have you ever thought to look inside?
What am I hoping for? A better world, is there a cure? What can I do to help the score? I'm at a loss, I'm just not sure. What am I praying for? To see the light around the world and the people's love restored. Peace on earth, of this I'm sure.
Where do you go to find your answers? There is a place you haven't tried. Your search for love is taking chances. Have you ever thought to look inside? Where do you go to find your answers? There is a place you haven't tried. Your search for love is taking chances. Have you ever thought to look inside? You hold the key to find your answers. I am the door you have not tried. Never again taking chances. Open your heart and walk inside. Walk inside.
Welcome back to Center of Light. My friend is chiming in. Let's see what they say. Haha, lovely. All right. Welcome back. Final segment. As I mentioned just a little bit ago, sharing with you as someone who is able to look out and about and see what is taking place. It can be moving, and it is moving, and it should be. It should move into a higher state for the reason it moved us in the first place. That is where we can be of the most service. I am not insinuating that you're not doing that. Do it all day long. As often as you can. In gestures. Up yours, my friend. Up yours. If you don't like it, up yours. If you don't like your life, you need to up yours. You need to up your game into those things that make you feel happy. Those are things that make you feel powerful. Those things that make you feel like you're surpassing the board game of your life. Hello, Patty Broussard. Hello, Pri. Hello, Kim. Happy birthday. It's Kim's birthday. I don't even see Kimberly. It's your birthday, girl. Did you get your spanking on tonight? Get your spanking, girl. So we've been playing the board game of life for so long. I've been a musician for so long. This is coming to me right now. How this talks to me. I did this presentation for me. It is settling in right now. The game of life. I've been playing the game of life, and I love being a musician, and it's fun, and I'm done with it because I kept spinning the wheel and enjoying every moment of it. I want a new wheel to spin. A friend of mine sent me a question. They are off air right now. And I'm going to allow Spirit to step forth and speak to answer it. They ask or pose or say, I have to figure out how does one go inward? You know what? This is a very, very powerful question. People may hear me or others all the time say, it's an inside job. You got to go inward. In's the way out. They get that logically. Now what? I have to figure out how does one go inward. Maybe you can discuss that sometime. I am so seeking what it actually means and how does one do that. It seems the only true joy comes from going inside. Swamiji and Sai Baba are tough masters. They make you face reality. Jesus. All these beings make you face your demons. I have lost my family. Quote, I realize as I move forward, the journey is on our own. No more nonsense, and it's serious. Yanaba. The game of life. Are you having any fun? Real simple question in it. And one hell of a bang that it backs. Do you have what it takes? Or do you lack knowing the truth of your possible possible destiny. North, south, east, or westerny. It's all up to you. It's a choice. You can go anywhere you want. Granted, you are being granted an opportunity that others before you have never been given. This is a repeat, of course. It needs to be brought home. Takes a while to learn a person's name, doesn't it? The game of life versus destiny is your new paradox. The game of life versus destiny. Which one holds the truth? This one? This one sounds a little more spiritually balanced. Maybe it's that one. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Have you made yours yet? Don't be so hasty. There is something else. And it's the one you never thought about. And it's not the this, nor is it the that. Are you where I am at? Do you feel what just happened to you? You were shown a this and a that. And what was posed to you was a seed implanted that there always is something else. This is where the vessel dwells often. And he's working diligently. Many of you are. So it's not a comparison. You know where you stand. So how does one fall inwardly, as the question was posed? You understand it logically, but you might not know the maneuvers. Phenomenal question, and it deserves to be answered in all of its delicious divine glory. The fighting, the butting of heads like two rams to see who has the biggest cojones, you or your situation, is when we'll never do it. Never. Never. In fact, you have no chance. As soon as you effort forth, you get set back into lack, into a crack. Instead, what you do is simply breathe. Yes, to relax. And in your relaxation, you can finally let go of the world, the game of life. As you spin that wheel, hoping to hit life's jackpot, but it's a crap shoot. You can come out smelling like a rose or stink like shit. It's too much to gamble with, isn't it? So how does one fall further within? That's exactly what it is, and that's exactly what you do. Is you fall further within. When the vessel was a young boy, age of 9, 10, maybe even 11 at most, he would press his fingers over his eyes and put a great degree of pressure, only to know that when he would let go, images would appear in his third eye. The question I pose is, why did he do this? He was intrigued. Even as a young lad, he was looking to get out of all the sad and the bad. And he found a way to do that by playing with this aspect of himself to open up gates within. Same thing applies to all of us. Now, or you can continue as you are. Not that it's wrong or broken. It has been spoken. What awaits you is greater than the bone on which you have been choking. Cough it up. Offer it up. Release it. And you will find yourself fall into this bed of feathers, a net of light. And it's pink, like a newborn sister. It's warm, it's fuzzy, it's comforting, it's nestling. It's gentle. And in its subtlety, you feel this amazing, infinite, universal, divine power. When you stop talking, when you stop thinking, and you stop listening, there is something inside of you that is so quiet. Once you get a glimpse upon it, you're hooked. You want it for the rest of your experience, from now to how far you can possibly project yourself in your imagination of what you would call infinity. It's all a profundity. It's all a divine comedy. And the joke, depending on how you take it, can literally be on you. Do you choose to be the butt of the joke? Or do you choose to be the one who rises above the game and finally puts it aside and closes the board and the dice that you crapshoot with and be done with it? When you're done with the game, you wake up. Until then, you will be dead set locked. I'm done with politics. I'm done with this. I'm done with that. And suddenly, within the silence, the new world appears. Shh. Wow.
सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा ओम गम गणपतये नमः ओम गम श्रीं लक्ष्मी गणपतये नमः गुरुमध्ये स्थितं विश्वं विश्वमध्ये स्थितो गुरुः गुरुर्विश्वं न चान्योस्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः विश्वश्रीनिवास गुरुदत्तं विश्वश्रीनिवास गुरुदत्तं विश्वऋषीश्वर हृदयनिवासं विश्वऋषीश्वर हृदयनिवासं विश्वश्रीनिवास गुरुदत्तं अपरूपं परमाद्भुतरूपं अपरूपं परमाद्भुतरूपं अपरूपं परमाद्भुतरूपं आत्मानन्दं परमात्मस्वरूपम् आत्मानन्दं परमात्मस्वरूपं विश्वम्भरं विश्वम्भरं विश्वविराट्स्वरूपं विश्वम्भरं विश्वविराट्स्वरूपं